This week's podcast brought to you by the Beefy Boys, three cool dudes hanging out talking about music, video games, and sports, and anything else that hits our fancy.
Check them out at www.beefyboys.com or on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Yeah. If you love their logo, you can buy their merch, www.cafepress.com/beefyboysmerch1.
And oh, baby, you know you're going to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Find us on Twitter at Beefy_Boys. And you can find us on Instagram at Official Beefy Boys, because it is official. Make us blue check marked, keep following us. And you can find us on Facebook at the Beefy Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Beefy. A good podcast requires a good beer. So that's why I always go to my go-to, Keystone Light. If I'm going to the store, I don't want to buy a 12-pack. I want to go for a legit 15-pack. When I go to a party, I don't take Rainier. I take Keystone Light. And you know what? It tastes so good, I'm going to have it right now. Cheers, folks. Yeah, there's a burp coming in. That's good.
It's either Baby Slice or Junior Slice. That's Kimbo Slice's son. He's got the knockout power of his dad on top of being able to do groundwork and submission work and stuff like that.
See, if you can be like Kimbo Slice and do the groundwork and all that shit,
you're lethal.
That's a scary human being.
Yeah.
But the only problem is you're right, man. If Kimbo Slice was just too big of a guy, his fat ass neck was a big target.
Yeah.
His fat ass neck.
And I want to know why he never shaved his head. Like, he had the cornrows, but like, he had the bald spot on top, but he had the cornrows around the side.
Maybe he just wanted to keep the hair he had, you know? Who's to say? That is a sizable
that's a good size
vodka soda there.
I haven't drank.
I was not expecting a pint of vodka soda.
You didn't even hook your boy up.
Man, I'm trying to get over here to the mic. I'm lazy. I'm tired. I worked all fucking morning.
I was pulling bamboo all morning, bud.
You're still pulling bamboo?
Dude, I'm going to be doing it forever. The stuff we cut down's all grown back.
The rat trap.
Oh, my God.
Well, there's a reason for that, and it's that bamboo seeds itself or roots itself kind of deeply like grass does. It's a type of grass.
I know.
So, yeah, it's not fun to have to deal with, and it always comes back. Somehow it always comes back.
I know.
It's like herpes. You pour bleach on it, it still comes back.
I might just have to bite the bullet and hire someone, pay him a couple $1,000s to take care of it.
You got to go get one of those.
Crazy.
You can fucking hire me, and I'll dig in your yard and then say I got it all out, and then when it comes back,
and then it'll all come back.
I'll be like, shit, man, I don't know. We can dig at it again. It'll be about $2,500.
Or just hire Dex, man. He'll take care of that too.
The dog?
Yeah. He'll dig the fuck out of your yard.
It's the size of a football. You get lost in there.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers out in the backyard making it look like Iwo Jima, dude. You walk back there and there's like fucking 15 holes. Like, he can hide in each one. He's got like a little grass cover on top.
Oh, hell yeah. He's got those little bamboo shoots that are covered in poop.
That are covered in shit.
Jesus Christ.
Well, we want to welcome you to another episode of the Beefy Boys.
How do you know I was recording?
The introduction is a little bit delayed because I was making a big-ass vodka soda because fuck it. I get one day off a week, so why the fuck not? And here we are. I'm with, of course, the lovely Vito.
Hey.
The mastermind Joe.
Hey.
And, of course, our most frequent, most respectful, most kindest guest.
Most kindness.
Most kindness guest. Mark.
Yeah, little Erica.
And Benji's fucking squeezing his toy. Hey, go away. I see you looking at it. Go away. Hey. You guys could always buy merch and get us some studio space. Benji, unfortunately, won't be allowed inside. And so let's proceed. So we're talking about fighting, and we're talking about. God damn it, Benji!
Don't worry about the squeaks; they're fine.
Give me the fucking toy. All right. So we're talking about fighting. We're talking about Kimbo Slice's big ass neck. So we're also talking Masvidal, who plundered Nate Diaz a couple weeks ago, and then that costed Nate Diaz to retire. Mm-hmm. Now, when you think of somebody like... So the thing that I thought about the Nate Diaz fight, he obviously could have kept fighting. Yeah. But with the big-ass, vagina in his
foreskin
eyelid,
on his fucking eyelid, yeah.
There's no way that they would have allowed that to continue. Yeah. And so it's a bummer to see him go out that way, because I think that would have been a great fight if it did go all 5. Mm-hmm. And with Nate Diaz, he could have won in further down the fight. That guy doesn't... Yeah. He doesn't
quit.
He's
got no quit, man.
And that I think could have kicked Masvidal in the ass, because he was laying it on him and putting everything he had on him, and luckily it worked out for him, mm-hmm. and it stopped the fight. Mm-hmm. But you bring Nate Diaz into the 4th or the 5th, and you've spent almost all your energy. He's gonna knock you the fuck out, or he's gonna take you on the ground.
Well, he's got that vegan strength, man.
That vegan strength.
I'm telling you, it's that vegan strength. It's like I can't remember who it is, but there's that Irish guy who's a fucking vegan, and he just fucking knocks the shit out of people.
CM Punk was a vegan.
Yeah,
back in the WWE.
What is it? Sean O'Malley. Yeah, Sean O'Malley.
Don't look at me. I know nothing about this.
Yeah, Sean O'Malley and Nate Diaz are the prime example of vegan strength, man. I'm telling you, these guys are good to go for a really long time.
And those are the only 2 vegans that I would ever allow to tell me not to eat meat.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that, I think you're run-of-the-mill, curly-haired...
What you got against curly hair?
I have curly hair.
So do I.
You're run-of-the-mill, curly-haired, glasses wearing.
You're just like describing me right now.
Prius driving vegan.
I drive a Prius.
Top not wearing.
It's literally just Joe. That's not Joe. A Joe that's not a Joe. Telling me to not eat meat, I think is hilarious.
But back on Nate Diaz, maybe the doctor saw something that we didn't. I don't know. It looked like Nate Diaz was good to keep on going, because that guy can get punched in his face 1,000,000 times and still keep on going.
I think it was just because they couldn't stop the bleeding.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, this dude's just... I mean, the gash was... It was a solid... I mean, you could see it.
Yeah.
With the camera zoomed out. It was clear as day that was a big-ass gash. But I think that was because he fought like a few months prior to fighting Masvidal, and his face hasn't fully recovered, and all that scar tissue's not fully in there. But, dude, Nate Diaz has a face like a leather couch.
Well, and we don't,
That guy takes hits. Like, oh, man, that guy takes... God, like Adrian Peterson's kids, dude. That guy takes some lickings. Well... So we're looking forward to Deontay Wilder fighting Ortiz. We're looking forward to seeing Deontay Wilder knock the fuck out of Ortiz tonight, just mainly because we all know it's going to happen. Seeing the way that Deontay Wilder swings his fucking hands like clubs. I've never seen a man use boxing gloves the way that he does, and it's spooky, man. I was watching his knockouts because I'm looking up on this fight. I'm studying it up, and dude, the knockouts that he delivers to these guys, and then even that fight with fucking Tyson Fury, dude, the Gypsy King.
Oh, the Gypsy.
Man.
you never stare at his balls.
Stare at the Gypsy's balls.
You never stare at the Gypsy's balls.
It's like they have their own language. I literally have no idea what's going on right now.
But honestly, like this guy, okay, so Vito, this guy that we're talking about, and Joe, if you don't know who Deontay Wilder is.
I find boxing and MMA to be literally the most boring thing on the earth. So I have
no
idea.
How are you even saying that?
It's so boring.
More boring than lacrosse.
Yes.
And more golf. Boring than fucking soccer?
Yes. Yes. Oh my God. A boxing match has like 5 hours of wind up, and then they punch each other for 90 seconds, and then they sit in the corner for 45 seconds.
At least we don't
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
It's so boring.
At least we don't see them running back and forth for 3 fucking hours, and somebody scores a fucking goal, and then everybody loses their mind.
Instead of 90 seconds, you're talking about 90 minutes.
Yeah.
of a bunch
Yeah.
of dudes wearing sports bras falling down on the ground and getting bitch time for it at
A
the end of the
soccer
game.
telecast takes 2 hours and 90 minutes of that is sport. A boxing telecast takes 6 hours and 5 minutes of that is action. All right.
I call bullshit.
Well, there's prelims and there's fights and there's, then there's the pay-per-view event. You got to hype the pay-per-view event. I mean, there's no doubt about that. You got to get the background. You got to get the Mexican dude who can't speak English very well. So he's like, I be fighting in the USA, like Canelo. I be fighting in the USA. I come out here to Las Vegas. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to knock this guy on his ass. And I'm going to go back to Mexico and I'm going to eat this steroid beef.
The caballo meat.
The caballo meat. Dude, I love Canelo, though. I'm making fun of his voice and I'm making fun, but people make fun of my voice, too, so
For looking like a white guy, he sure fights like a Mexican. I'll say
dude,
that.
that guy, yeah, Canelo is and where he's from, the Mexicans do look like that. They look like my Uncle Dallas, which is the weirdest fucking thing ever. Like, you don't expect a dude whose name is Canelo Alvarez to look like the whitest dude in the block.
Yeah.
But they're a special breed, the El Güeros, the white Mexicans.
Oh man, is that a thing?
That's what he is. If you've ever seen Blood In, Blood Out, they called the whitest brother of theirs, El Güero, the white dude, white boy. And that's just how it is. There's white Mexicans, and it's the funniest thing on earth.
Oh yeah,
it's funny when you go down there and you see them. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that guy can knock dude. He knocked that dude who looked like Flappy Bird. He hit him so fucking hard. There's two people in this world that look like Flappy Bird. One of them is Jacoby Brissett.
Okay.
You should pull up a photo of him in a helmet and tell me it doesn't look like the little bird you used to tap on your phone.
I know what Flappy Bird is.
We should show Vito, because if Vito knows who Flappy Bird is. And then there's a fighter, I think it may have been Kirkland. It may have been Kirkland. It may have been something else like Johnson or something. But, dude, he knocked the snot out of this guy. He got hit and this guy's snout went flying behind his neck.
Oh my god.
Dropped down to the ground. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, I can't wait for this fight tonight. It's going to be a fun fight. Thanks to our friends, we get to watch the pay-per-view event. And
Jesus.
so we'll be
pay-per-view
taking care of that, and then we'll be discussing it probably next week. I'll probably talk about the knockout a little bit, but it's exciting.
I'm confident this man's going to win.
Would you compare Wilder to Tyson in like, not like comparing him head to head, but like stats wise, fight wise, mentality wise? Would you compare him to Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson. Okay, so basically what we got a guy who's, what I think Wilder is 6'2", 6'3", and Tyson is my height. It all boils down to who sets it up better. And, Mike Tyson, he kind of just jumps in there. And that's what I love about it is, he's in on the action all the time, never gives you breathing room. Wilder, on the other hand, he takes about 1 or 2 rounds just to set it up, just to size you out, just to see how you're going. Boom, he's in there. A lot of the time, Wilder is very offensive and Mike Tyson's very defensive. I think if you wanted to go there, it'd be an interesting fight to see an offensive style versus a defensive style. Now, let's not get this twisted. Both of these guys have the ability to kill a man in one punch.
Absolutely.
And that's where it all boils down to is you're going to just see a showdown of raw strength. I think that Mike Tyson, with his number system and the way that he was taught by Customato, and he's very defensive, always has his guard up and stuff like that, versus Wilder, who kind of just dances around with you. So if you wanted to break that down, he'll
let you take your shots.
Exactly.
He'll let you take your shots,
exactly.
But that's usually where if you take your shot and you miss with Wilder,
oh yeah, you're dead.
You're getting knocked out. Mm-hmm. And what I always thought was funny was like these dudes who were fighting against him, who would get hit while blocking with their gloves.
Mm-hmm.
They'd get hit in the gloves, and then they would put their hands down and taunt.
Yep.
Like bring more onto me. And the second they do that, the first hit Wilder delivers to him, knockout.
Yep.
They're on the ground. It's like you don't fuck with a guy who's as big as he is, and it's like, dude, it's like going. I can't even compare it, man.
It's like seeing two wrecking balls at the end of a fucking pool stick. I mean, you see how skinny, his arms are, and you see how strong that punch is.
Yeah.
You know, it's all in placement and stuff.
And like even dudes who are blocking get knocked out while they're blocking because this guy is just delivering so much power. And, you know, to get knocked on your ass while you're blocking a hit, that takes a lot, you know, especially with these dudes who are in his division. That takes a lot of fucking power to knock somebody out. Right. And I think that the fight with him and Tyson Fury was probably one of the greatest fucking boxing matches I've ever watched. I mean, at least for me, I've never seen a boxing match better than that.
I mean, it was a case of exactly 50-50. I mean, you saw Tyson giving it to him just like you saw Wilder giving it to Tyson
And
Fury.
the craziest thing about Tyson, he's the only, the thing about, Tyson, Fury was, he was able to let his guard down and taunt Wilder and not get knocked the fuck out at the same time.
And when he did get knocked out cold,
he'd get right back up.
that
guy
magic,
is,
dude,
he's fucking, they're both fucking scary.
Yeah.
I would never want to ever think about getting hit by one of those guys. And so Ortiz.
Is there someone you do want to have punch you? Because I just don't want to get punched.
I'd
period,
rather have punched.
I mean, there's
over those guys.
Yeah,
okay, I mean, it's not like you. Is it like someone's holding a gun? Like, okay, you got to pick one person to punch you.
Yeah, I mean, if it was in that case, and it was like, oh, you have to
I'd just rather not get punched. Period. I mean,
it's like, oh, you have to get knocked out, or you have to get punched bare knuckle by Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. I'm just going to take that gun out of your hand and just shoot myself in the fucking
What kind of life is that?
It's going to be just as destructive because I'd rather not eat out of a straw for the last 60-some years of my fucking life.
Yeah.
Hell no. We were talking about that, me and Ara, how we would survive the zombie apocalypse. And I'm like, babe, we would double suicide. What are you talking about?
There you go.
I'm not living in the apocalypse. There's no internet.
No way, man.
I'm so bored.
If you can outlive the apocalypse, or if you can like outlive the first waves of the apocalypse, man, and you can get into when it starts turning into like some Fallout shit.
Oh yeah.
Why would you want that?
Thriving
Again,
in
there's
that
no
shit.
internet.
In this
I'd be
day and
thriving
age,
in that
there's
shit.
got to be a government surveillance van.
It'd be the
somewhere.
Wild West.
You'd get Wi-Fi somehow.
It would be the Wild West, man, and I think the Wild West is what
Wouldn't be able to play Final Fantasy.
draws a
man.
lot of interest in these Fallout games. Is that they're like,
Wiki wiki wow. Hey, speaking of Fallout games, it's the Black Friday sale's gone up on PlayStation Network, so I may have had about a dozen hard seltzers last night and spent about $200.
woo!
The PlayStation sale. It was $500 worth of content. I bought the Outer Worlds amongst other things. I haven't started playing it yet.
I was playing the Outer Worlds and
Yeah.
I'm enjoying. I mean, I love the game. The game's awesome. The music's cool. Being able to develop your character in the same way as Fallout games is really cool. And
How close is it to Fallout? Because I hear it's like literally just New Vegas with a new skin. Like,
no, it's like
burp.
it's its own thing, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's kind of weird. Like, I chose the route. Usually when I first start those Fallout games or Fallout type games, I'll start as like the bad guy. I'll just play a
You
run
would.
through as the bad guy.
You would.
So I like. So if you have you played it at all,
No, I just downloaded it this morning.
Vito? Have you played it yet?
No, I don't have it.
Oh man, I recommend it. It's fun. And you too, Mark. I recommend this game to you if it's on PlayStation.
Yeah. No, I
Highly
bought
recommend.
it. I bought it. It's downloaded on my machine.
It's a lot of fun, but you start off in like a planet that's super lame.
Oh,
and so I
yeah?
was like, well, this planet's lame. I'm just going to kill everything and everybody on it. And that's pretty much what I did.
You know, the
And-
Fallout way. Just kill the quest givers and then leave town for 3 days and come back and everything's cool again.
Pretty much.
What was I going to say? Oh, I have been playing a new game I started this morning. Have you heard of Days Gone?
Yes.
It's like motorcycle gangs plus zombies. It's interesting.
I don't know. I saw
Wait.
a lot in that game. I saw that it under-delivered in a lot of ways. But
So-
if you got it for sale, it might.
I got it when I bought my new PlayStation. It was a bundle, so I've had it since then. I just haven't played it. It's interesting. Ara and I were making fun of it because it's like a motorcycle gang, and like the first mission, your bike breaks down. You got to go find a part to fix it. So you're riding on your motorcycle with your motorcycle gang buddy. And I've never in my life, except for in this video game, seen two people ride a motorcycle without touching. because they don't touch. He's like holding onto the seat. Their like legs are spread far enough apart that there's a clear gap. And I'm like, I've ridden on the back of a motorcycle. You have to hug the person in front of you, right? That's the system. Like, they're not touching. And then, like, your buddy gets, like, an injury, and you, like, try and help him, and he's like, no, let me do it. And I'm like, all right, at some point, these two bros are going to touch each other. Just give your bro a hug, man.
They're just going to kiss, dude.
It's just so funny. There's so much of this, like just motorcycle dudes riding bicycles, or riding motorcycles together, but they somehow still have to be tough, and they can't touch each other. Like,
oh yeah, no.
I don't get it. It's so weird.
I'll tell you a story about that. My dad, he used to have a Kawasaki ZZR 600, and they have a motorcycle convention downtown.
Okay.
I think it's where Quest Field was. They do it in the showroom and stuff like that. But I remember we were riding the motorcycle, and we're right in front of Uwajimaya. And my dad is in third gear, and he kicks it down to first gear. And if I would have been holding him, I would have been totally fine. But I'm holding these two little, like...
The handles in the back?
Two little handles in the back like that. And anybody who knows riding a motorcycle, you don't drop from third to first. First is the most powerful gear. So the second he did that, I literally felt the bike try and kick me off. And the next thing I know, I'm leaning backwards, looking into live traffic. And like the guy driving behind me, he's looking like, what the fuck? And I'm looking at him, just this motorcycle visor. That's all I see. And I just see this guy looking terrified for me.
He's literally waiting for you to fall off the fucking back.
Yeah, and get bucked into live traffic. And next thing I know, all I feel is my dad's big, giant, freaking coon hand just grabbing for my motorcycle helmet. And he just pulls me up. And I'm like, oh, my God, I almost just died.
Damn.
I almost just died.
Damn.
This is ridiculous.
My dad used to have a motorcycle, too.
Whoa!
Yeah, oh, my God, that happened to me, by the way, that whoa thing. I was crossing the street in front of the... I don't know why that's so funny. I was crossing the street in front of the light rail station at the university, and someone ran the red light, like 17 pedestrians jumped a step back because we literally almost got hit by this fucking idiot.
Gosh.
It was terrifying. Oh, my God. What are you doing?
Whoa! It just ran. Whoa!
So that's the Doppler effect, the way his voice changes. Sounds like that.
Oh,
Because as you get closer, the pitch changes. And the effect is, whoa!
So do you think that guy sounded like Barry White that we almost hit? He was like, whoa!
I mean, who's to say?
Who's to say?
Near-death experiences really remind you of your place on this earth.
Yeah. Yeah,
we got to have
sure.
a couple of those. I think that relieves anxiety a little bit. Once you've almost died, you realize how not bad.
I mean, I told the story
is.
of the time I almost drowned in the boating accident. But,
oh, my.
Yeah.
Is that where your boat fucking sank?
Flipped over, yeah.
Flipped over and sank?
Yeah.
See, that's fucking scary, man. Was it a speedboat?
Yeah, or it was just I don't know, I guess you'd call it a speedboat.
I figure you wouldn't fucking flip over and drown.
It wasn't
a
like
pontoon boat.
it wasn't like a sport fishing boat or like a yacht or a ferry, It was
So it was
just a wreck boat.
like a dinghy or a Zodiac or something like that?
No, it was like a speedboat. Like we'd go water skiing behind it.
Oh, okay.
That kind of boat. But flipped over. When I was on the fishing boats, I improperly tied down my tote that had 300 or 500 pounds of fish in it, and I was between it and a large piece of metal when a big wave came and sent it hurtling towards me. I dove out of the way at the last second, and it fucking dented the metal sheet behind me. So
damn, that's a whoa, dude.
Yeah, it was scary.
What happened with the fish?
All those fish
They're still in there.
They're like, oh shit. They're all in the cage like, fuck.
It was like a big plastic bin.
Bunch of fish. Whoa.
You just hear all of it.
That's kind of a perfect segue because I did make a quiz this week. It's a return of an old favorite. Is it a fish?
Oh, fuck.
So I didn't bring any markers this time, but what I want you all to do, I'll count down from 3 and then give me a thumbs up if yes, it is a fish, or a thumbs down if no, it's not a fish. Okay. Mark, the idea of this game, I give you something, you tell me, is it in fact a fish or is it not a fish, okay?
All right. I like this.
let's go ahead and get started. So, first up. Blobfish. Is it a fish? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Christian and Vito say yes. Mark says no. Okay. Next up. Skinny dragonfish. 3, 2, 1. Okay, you guys can just do it. Sure. Again, Christian and Vito say yes. Mark says no. Obese dragonfish.
I'm going to go no on this one. I'm going no.
That's 3 no's.
I don't think either are the fish.
Okay, what? You don't think a sea dragon or a dragonfish? What about a sea dragon? Is that a fish?
Yes.
Is a sea dragon a fish? Yes. A lot of agreement this week on is it a fish?
We call that Gyarados, man.
not the Pokemon. Okay, what about ghost fish? Is there a ghost fish?
I'll go with that.
I'm going no.
All right. Christian says no. Vito and Mark say yes. Got 2 more. Irish Lord. Is that a fish?
Yes.
We'll go with yes.
Oh, everyone says yes.
Very fucking specific.
Yeah.
Okay, what about hobbit fish? Is that a fish?
Nah.
Yes.
Vito and Christian say yes.
Ranger
Mark
fish.
says no. Okay, unlike last time, they are not all, in fact, fish. There are some fish and some not fish. So, a blobfish, that's real. Look it up. It's the creepiest looking fish ever. It looks like a melted old man's face. So that's a point for Christian.
Oh, I
and Vito.
have seen that. Okay.
Yeah.
Skinny dragonfish is not real, but obese dragonfish is real.
Oh.
Right now it's 1 to 1 to 1. Okay. Sea dragon, yep, that's real. It's a type of seahorse.
There we go.
There's multiples of them. Ruby sea dragon, leafy sea dragon. Anyways, everyone got that one. Ghost fish, that's also known as a chimera. That's real. I was going to ask chimera, but that felt like cheating since that's also just a mythical creature. An Irish
band,
lord.
too.
There are actually many. There's a red Irish lord, a yellow Irish lord. It's a type of sculpin.
I was going to say, that shit's way too specific to not be a
I was going to call it
fish.
Scottish lord, but then I probably would have tricked you all. And hobbit fish I made up. So
There we go.
Ranger fish.
Ranger fish.
So let's see. Vito or Christian, you're really bad at is it a fish? You have 3 points. Vito has 4, but Mark has 5. Mark is the fish champ. Is it a
God
fish
damn it.
champion?
There you go.
Woohoo.
Damn. Yeah. Mark was the only one to thumbs down the hobbit fish, huh?
I don't know why I
Because
said
the
yes.
the Uryx told me that's not a real fish a long time ago.
the Uryx.
Yeah, the Uruk.
I was having this conversation with Ara this morning because I was playing Jedi Fallen Order. If you had to pick one of the big, and we're not going to count Harry Potter because that's too like the real world, but if you had to pick one fantasy world to live in of the big ones, which one would you live in? Also, what time period and where in that world?
Fucking Middle Earth, man.
Middle
Would
Earth.
you not live in Middle Earth?
Name one person in Middle Earth who's not miserable.
Oh, well, like Middle Earth is in like Lord of the
really
Rings.
shiny
Middle Earth,
guy.
or-
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Oh, nobody's miserable in that shit.
What are you talking about?
You see how
They're
shiny
all
those fucking elves
terrible.
are, man?
Yeah.
Dude, they're shiny. They're
Okay,
happy.
that's fair. I
they're
didn't
good.
think about being an
the
elf
fucking
who lives
Hobbit.
forever.
The Hobbits have their
Yeah.
big fucking little hill houses.
You know, the
that don't
Shire
ever
gets
get fucked.
destroyed, right?
Well, fuck them then. I was
Bilbo
probably,
Baggins seemed pretty happy till he died.
and I guess if you're like part of the bad guys, you got
Oh,
your
you
shit
want to
pre-made,
be one of
man.
the bad guys?
I don't know if you're fucking like an orc or some shit. I don't know. It'd be fucking cool.
Also, everyone's got
Get
the
to go,
stink.
like-
There's all horses around. They don't bathe, you know?
They don't wear coats.
Personal
It's
grooming
freezing
hadn't been
and raining
invented
all
yet.
But
the
you get to
time.
drink grog and shit.
Yeah, that
and,
is
like,
all until the
Start big
ranger
ass
poisons
fires.
it.
Yeah, until the ranger play. Yeah, you get to start big fires and shit. Like sing and dance and fucking drink grog until you fucking throw up.
Until the orcs come for you and the fucking...
Well, why not? What if you wanted to join the orcs? What if they show up and you're like, "Fuck it, I'll join the orcs."
Oh yeah.
You don't get... They're a species. You don't get to... It's not... They're not like the stormtroopers. You can't become one. Like,
Hey man, their leader is a fucking human. I don't give a shit. I'd make that point.
That's
I'd be
true.
like, "Hey, your leader is a human. There's no reason for me that I can't join in if I kill a couple hobbits. I should be able to fucking join on in and party with the fucking orcs
Yeah.
until a ranger comes and fucking poisons my grog and I throw up blood and die.
Okay.
And then like 3 days pass and the fucking orcs go up 12 ranks and then fuck you over.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Dude, You'll kill one orc and then 3 other ones advance and they get all strong.
I've also played Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of War was better because
the barbarian.
the orc. Did you play
Not
Shadow
scared
of War?
of shit.
Nah, noob.
No.
I like when they come back from the dead and they have like a fucking broken blade in their face. That's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thought you cut me head off, Ranger. Now I'm gonna cut off yours.
I think I actually asked Vito one day, why the fuck do orcs have English accents? And Vito gave me a full-on answer.
Wait, what
not-
was it?
I was not expecting an answer, and you gave me one. You
I don't
fucking
remember.
because they're elves. They're dead elves or
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But do elves
They got
have
the
English
pointy
accents?
But how do the
ears.
elves have English accents?
yeah.
That's Middle Earth, man. Everything is the center in England. You didn't know that?
Ugh.
It's true.
I think Middle Earth would be the least interesting realm. I'd want to live in Star Wars world. All right, just stay out
Star
of the
Wars
way.
world will be cool
Yeah,
because
just
you have a
stay
lot
out
of
of the
cool
way.
space
That's what I was gonna
westerns.
say too. Is Star
Yeah.
Wars.
But then you have you run the chance of being like one of those big ugly ass creatures. I'm not willing to take
You don't
that
want to be like
risk.
a hut or
Oh,
Mon
God.
Calamari.
I'd rather be. Have you seen The Mandalorian at
Yes.
all? I'd rather be a fucking midget, like a door or an elf or whatever. You know,
Did you
or
watch the
not an
new
elf,
episode?
A hobbit, than the fucking door thing that the Mandalorian knocks on. The eyeball comes up. I'd rather not be generated into the Star
species,
Wars
you know,
realm
that's-
as a fucking door guard that gets his fucking eyeball ripped out.
Oh, you did see the
Spoiler
new
alert.
episode.
Can I just say,
By the way, the Mandalorian is fucking awesome.
The
me
second
just
episode was worried me. The third one was really good. Anyway, go ahead.
you put it in the right hands with Disney, man. Disney is bringing it exactly the way that I want it. And I got to tell you, Baby Yoda's fucking adorable.
Baby Yoda is
Oh, God. I
the best
love
thing
little Baby Yoda.
from this year.
Fucking awesome, man.
Man,
All it means.
yeah, it'll be great
Have
to
you
see
seen
where
The
the story
Mandalorian,
goes.
No.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Vito, I think
I
you'd
still
love
need
it.
to watch it.
But Baby Yoda is where it's at, man.
Yeah, big time.
I've seen the memes.
All the memes are a little bit rude, man. I'm like, good grief. Get out of here. Leave Baby Yoda alone.
I think I told these guys, but Mark, the
I've only
best,
seen like wholesome ones.
my favorite Baby Yoda meme ever. It's Yoda going, "Do or do not, there is no try," and then Baby Yoda goes, "Boomer, okay," and then Yoda's like, "I'm gonna fucking rip your head off."
Dude, the Mandalorians are so fucking badass, dude.
Yeah.
I wish I had a
armor and
jetpack.
shit, man.
Jetpacks, man. The jetpacks are so cool.
So, then Django obviously gets his head cut off by Maced Dindu.
Amazing.
I didn't do it.
Amazing, dude.
I didn't
do
do. Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Oh man, Joe, what's going on with your Colts, buddy?
My Colts?
What's going on with
They
your
lost.
Colts?
Whatever. I don't watch the NFL.
You should, dude. You should. You're missing
I
out.
don't think so.
You're missing out. They're about to extend it to 17
I know
games
that's a
next
terrible
year
idea.
and add another bye. They're gonna add another bye. Extend
Sure,
it to
because what
16.
we need is a longer football season.
Yes.
17
why
weeks
not?
isn't long enough. Let's go 20. Jesus
Matter of fact,
Christ.
sacrifice some of that soccer season.
Yeah, players don't get injured enough. Let's make them play more games. Jesus Christ.
But dude, the NFL rankings keep going up. The NBA rankings keep going down.
What are you talking about? The ratings? Like
The NFL has better ratings than the NBA right now.
Sure, because it's month one in
But
the
let's
NBA
compare it
and
to the
it's
last
week
2
11.
years. Let's talk about the last 2 years. You remember when you said football is going to be obsolete?
Yeah, it is
like
going
when
to be
I first met
obsolete,
you,
man.
like a fucking month after I
dying.
first met you, after you decided to
dying.
not hate me.
After
I
you were no longer part of the SHB. Yeah.
I'm still part of the SHB, but after I provided you shelter when you needed it dire, we went
What?
back into that party and literally scooped you out of there like guts.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, fucking
don't
Joe
know what
was
you're talking
shivering on
about.
my couch all night long.
Oh, yes.
Threw a blanket on top of him and called it good.
Oh, my God.
Had to go sign a lease the next day.
Oh, shit.
My
I
apartment.
was wearing a crop top when I signed my lease.
Oh, how lovely.
I had a zip up hoodie on over it.
that was
It
when we
was a
showed up.
Peach-O-Rama shirt, too. It said the sweetest, juiciest peach you ever eat, and I turned it into a crop top.
That was
Pay
when
to see
we.
that again.
That was when we showed up to that party, and we showed up with like an 18 rack of Rolling Rock and 240s each, and we met you there, and we had completely diminished that 18 rack and the 240s each within an hour of being there, and we all walked to QFC hammered.
Yeah, it was like 6 blocks. It took an hour because we had to stop to pee every 3 feet.
Yeah.
Like,
And then we got to the store, we purchased more beer, and then we went back and demolished that beer. And then we went back to the apartment, and he was shivering on the couch, and then our boy was rolling around on the carpet for 3 hours. Had to throw a blanket over both of them like they were parakeets. You know, I was like, okay, I guess if I throw a blanket over them, they're gonna go to sleep. And then literally, like later that like a couple months later, guess who came along? Big V.
oh, Vito? Oh.
Big V came along. Big V came along and showed us how much he can stomach, how much
I
fireball
thought you were
that guy
implying
can.
someone got pregnant at that party. A couple months later,
did.
guess what came along? Oh, what? Do you have a baby?
Yeah,
We
fucking
gave birth to baby Vito. That's what happened.
Have you heard of
Baby Vito.
I heard this podcast ad for this. These Fireball like 3-liter boxes. They have it in now.
Why?
Exactly.
like boxed wine.
Like boxed wine, I think so. But it's
Pee-wee?
fucking boxed Fireball. Ugh.
That's the shit that gives Cowboy Curtis the fucking jitters, man. Woo wee, Pee Wee.
I remember Lewis brought over the big bottle of that stuff, and we sat there and drank it out of crystal wine glasses, man. And oh man, and we mixed it with the eggnog. You know, when I mix it with whiskey, I call it a dirty nogger, but
Dirty.
yeah, I call it a dirty nogger. It's pretty great, but we were drinking dirty noggers all night.
Oh
and I
my
ended up
god.
running upstairs and having a yak, and I don't think a single drop of that and actually made it in the toilet. I think it all made its way out before I even got there.
That's the worst feeling in the world, man.
I feel obligated to point out that Mark is a black man. I mean, he's wearing fucking topsiders and Dockers right now, but
There
he
we
is in
go.
fact a
Yeah, he
black
showed up to the house. He showed up to the house like he just played a fucking NFL game.
and now he looks
He's
like
got
he
his
just got off his
bag.
yacht. I mean,
He's got his bag. He's got his hat, the glasses. He looks like he's about to go up there and be like, well, you know, the game plan just didn't go as we thought. And, you know, we'll come back stronger, bigger, stronger next week. We'll come back and we'll get him. You know, there's big mistakes in the fourth quarter that led him to that easy victory. You know, it's something that we got to button up in practice, something we're going to take care of. That's literally how Mark walked through the door.
Defense. Yeah.
oh, speaking of dumb press conference stuff, by the way, did you see that Booger McFarland recently said more games are lost than won in the NFL?
Really interesting.
That's not how math works.
Booger McFarland.
An equal number of games have in fact been won and lost.
Can I just tell you that forehead crease of his is disturbing to me? He's got like the beluga whale fucking thing going on. I hate that.
I haven't watched
there
any
was things
football.
when we were watching the Seahawks game. There was things that Booger was saying that was just like, come on, Booger. We understand that your commentary is pretty retarded, but like you're stooping to new levels there.
Is he in?
You gotta be. You know, if you're gonna be a defensive end, you gotta put pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah. Oh no shit.
Well, thanks, Booger. None of us would have ever have fucking guessed.
If you got a quarterback like Russell Wilson, he's guaranteed to throw the ball down the field.
Your name is
all right.
your name is Jadeveon Clowney, and you know your number's 90. Your name is Jadeveon Clowney, and your number is 90. And you're gonna get after the quarterback if you're a defensive end. And then let's take a look at this guy, Jimmy Garoppolo. You know, he's got a cannon for an arm. Kid's got a cannon for an arm. Then Garoppolo throws it out of bounds like fucking 12 feet away from him. You know, the problem is Garoppolo can't throw that ball accurately. You know, that he's missing that little cannon in his arm. Now, Russell Wilson is a quarterback. That kid's got a cannon in his arm.
Is he in the booth now, or is he still on the Booger Mobile?
No, he's on the
phone?
booth. He's in.
Okay.
They got rid of the Booger Mobile
Good.
after the Buffalo Bills threw dildos at it.
Because you get these like $200 seats. You're at ground level and you can't fucking
$200,
see.
bro. You're talking like front row seats at an NFL game, and your view is obstructed
By this
by
giant
this
fucking
ginormous
dude.
roller coaster cart that Booger McFarland's riding on with his giant, like, super big gulp. And then he's got, like, his computers. But what they did to solve the issue was because
No, we talked about this.
people were complaining, we can't see the fucking game. So they just threw fucking TVs on the back of it. There you go.
Oh my god.
You get to see yourself getting blocked by the Booger Mobile. So as everybody knows, we've talked about this one on the show.
Yeah.
They took it to Buffalo for Monday Night Football. Dildos were thrown at the Booger Mobile, and that was the end. Because it was bullshit. That thing shouldn't even have been.
It was a bad idea.
It was dumb.
Fuck him
was a
and his
bad
forehead
idea.
fupa.
But dude, that guy's fingers. Woo wee. Have you guys seen Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Dude, they look.
His shit looks like he was eating
They
by
look
a
like
gator.
Carl. They look like Carl Weathers' hands, dude.
Oh my God, that is Carl Weathers. Holy shit.
Oh man.
But
Mind
holy
blown.
shit.
Yeah, how does it go from being Apollo Creed to being the fat golf coach who gets his hand eaten by a gator?
And now he's a bounty hunter in the Mandalorian.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he fought the Predator.
That's true.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
You don't fuck with Carl Weathers.
You know
man. He'll
what?
fuck
Carl
you up.
Weathers has had some great roles.
He was on Arrested Development too. He was a cheapskate. He's like,
He'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
So Vito, we haven't heard from you in a while.
Oh, hi.
Vito is still here.
We've heard your laugh, right? Your glorious laugh. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Vito world. What's going on? Are you still playing
Final
fucking
Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Word.
Got my Summoner Scholar up to level 80. So
It's impressive.
that was fun.
There you go.
Finished the role quests for Mage and Healer, which were the last two because I already did the melee DPS and the tank ones. And there was an epilogue, which is cool. That was like an optional quest. It was just a yellow quest, not the blue one.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of like tied up everything.
No, they didn't know there were role quests. What level?
That's just
Shadowbringers? Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah, they replaced class quests with role quests this expansion.
Really?
Yeah. So each role has a.
Are they
quest line
redoable?
No.
Oh, that's lame then. Because then what if I want to level everything to 80? I lose out on those unique quest opportunities?
No. So there's just 4 quest lines,
Yeah.
and you just do them once
Yeah.
each.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about, I guess you wouldn't know. You don't have a level 80 crafter or gatherer, do you?
And I have level 80 Fisher. Yeah.
Do they still have Fisher quests all the way through?
No.
No?
I don't think so. No.
I did the level 50 fisherman quest.
Nice.
No one's allowed for fishing is banned because of sea monsters. Okay, I'll go catch the sea monster. I solved the problem through fishing.
Yep. That's pretty funny.
Word.
Yeah, not much.
I did reach out on Facebook for questions from our fans.
I literally just read that.
I
I
didn't
was
get
gonna ask.
anything good.
I was gonna ask about that carpet.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about. Talk about what to do with old carpet. Leave it alone? Like, what do you mean? Like, after you've taken out of
Roll
the house?
dead bodies
I have
in
no
it.
idea.
I see that somebody else recommended beer. I just want to point out that Mark is drinking he's about to crack open in the mic. Boom, a Coors Banquet. And if you haven't had a Coors Banquet, it is a deluxe.
Shout out to
Coors.
Coors Banquet. That's the most delicious light beer I've ever had.
What's up, babe?
And I've been drinking Bud Light for the last 2 weeks. Switched over to Coors Banquet, and I can't see myself going back.
Coors
You could
Banquet.
just drink
Totally
like
honest.
good beer though.
Coors Banquet is something that I
drink
can.
good beer, but I can't drink it right now because my belly's starting to look like a tongue, man. I'm getting the wiggle shake.
San Juan
you know?
Seltzer Company, man, 90 calories per can. Drink a 12-pack of that last night. Ooh, that was a mistake.
Oh, you're talking about White Claw?
No, San Juan, the
San
better
Juan.
one.
Oh, the San Juans are good.
Yeah, I know.
That shit was good.
'Cause they
And then that
focus on the
that
flavor.
fucking cider you brought.
The cranberry cider? Yeah, I know. That's
I got
Teton
one.
is
I got
so
one in
good.
my fridge for Thanksgiving
Yeah, the Teton cranberry cider is the best fucking thing I've ever tasted.
because I obviously can't do a fucking diet on Thanksgiving, and so
yeah.
I'm gonna break the
Listeners,
keto
we're
I'm gonna have.
to my uncle who said we should talk about beer. Beer of the week is on hiatus because Vito is doing a sleep study, so he can't drink, and Christian is keto, so he can't drink beer. So
will
I
talk-
would be
I
the
will
only
talk-
one participating.
I will say this.
I didn't know you were going to be here.
Can we just shout to Banquet, please? Good grief.
I
That's
will
not a
say-
local beer.
I will say this. I was recommended Space Dust but I can't drink it. So shout out to Space Dust.
All right.
We'll try it when I get off the diet here. We'll try it for
Who
sure.
told you that? Who recommended that?
My manager, actually.
Oh, is he a fan?
He
Shout
fucking
out
loves
to.
it.
Or I mean, of the podcast, not the beer.
Oh, is he a fan of the show? I don't even think he knows the show even happens.
We might get some new downloads. I started my new class this week, so.
You know, I've just
Shout out to the new Facebook dude who liked it. I don't know who you are, but shout out to you, man.
Rogelio?
That's
it
what-
was Rogelio.
Rogelio, shout out to you.
One of my
Rogelio,
previous
bro.
students.
What?
Previous students. He's one of my students that just graduated.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
Previous.
Rogelio. I know he listens. Rogelio. Shout out Rogelio and Julia. They're the only ones who listen. At least regularly. Regularly.
I listen.
You're
Here
not one
comes-
of my students, though.
Here comes fucking Dexter.
You're not one
Yeah.
of
on
my
the
students.
floor.
If you showed up in my class, Mark, I don't know what we would do. I think shit would get weird.
Oh, you think so? What exactly do you teach?
Web development.
Oh,
Computer
web
programming.
development? Right on, right on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Say what's
I'm
up.
the best
Say what's
teacher
up.
ever.
Say what's up. Say what's up. Just say what's up.
Haley's
Yell it
here.
out. Say
Oh,
what's
she
up.
left.
The mic will pick you up, I promise.
It is picking her up.
It's picking you up.
Is it?
Come try this vodka soda. I love you.
I love you
See
too.
you
Oh,
soon.
Your friend, hi for me.
Grace?
Why was that the first name?
It's either Grace or Sid the Kid. You know what's cool about her? She actually went to the Sounders game.
Oh, when they won?
The fucking Sounders MLS Cup.
Yeah. MLS champions.
She had the chance to go see the
Once
champs,
again.
which is pretty cool. Her and her friend.
It's the
went and
only
did
Seattle
that.
championship you're going to win this year, buddy.
Wow.
Boom. Shots fired.
Oh, my God.
I feel like
You
I've been
really gonna say
vindicated.
that to me, dude?
Because,
You know
like,
who's coming in? Do you
Oliver-
know who's coming into town in February, bro? You want to talk about only championships? Tell me who's coming in February.
February?
Yes,
Come
sir.
on,
What
baby.
sport? I
Come
have
on,
no idea.
baby.
Come on,
Come on, baby.
I will tell you who's
Come
coming
on,
in here.
baby.
I will tell you who's coming in here, and I
Oh,
am
the XFL.
going to present to you the fire-breathing dragons.
Oh, my God.
And we will
Yes.
be getting fucking season tickets to this because it is going to be amazing. It's another football league. You got Brendan Silvers as your quarterback from Troy. The guy was a fucking baller. If you didn't read my interview, which fucking 28,000 other people read, we are getting into the nitty and the gritty. That is the XFL, and I cannot fucking wait
Oh,
to talk about it. I
jeez.
can't wait. And
I have to make you a fan page. So you
they
can
already
blog
said
about
they
it.
already said we're not trying to be like the NFL. We're not trying to be like WWE. There's gonna be no wrestling bullshit, fireworks, and all that nonsense. Which there will be fireworks probably when they introduce the team when they score a
Why did you
touchdown.
specifically land on fireworks as the WWE?
Because they literally said like there will be like
pyrotechnics.
there will be like not as many pyrotechnics as there was like back when the fucking demons were playing and shit in 2001. There was
the New York Enforcers. Yes.
it's
Are
too
they
much.
going to be able to customize their jerseys again? Because that was the best part.
I highly doubt it. I don't think so. But then Vince
was the
McMahon
best
also
part.
said. Vince McMahon also said. Well, maybe you never know. But Vince McMahon also said this is not a stage for washed-up athletes, which I was like, sweet. I was like, that's pretty cool because you are bringing in a lot of talent. And if you did, you know, I mean, there's a lot of talent. But you have to think, dude, when you have teams like Alabama or Ohio State or LSU or any of those powerhouse schools that have rosters deep into the, you know, 5-star recruits into your third and fourth stringers, you're going to have a lot of players who don't go to the NFL, but they're good enough to play in a professional league. So they'll go to play in Canada. A lot of these guys went and played in Canada, and then some of them came here, and now they're in the XFL. And the cool thing is there's a few Huskies on that team. And like I said, I'm not going to get into the full spiel because you have to read my article to get the whole scoop, and it will tell you everything. And soon those articles will be on the Beefy Boys website. But I will tell you everything you need to know. If you want to know about the Dragons, please send me a message. I will talk to you about the Dragons. I will talk to you about the fucking Seahawks. I will do everything. Vito.
What's up?
I just was looking
Speaking
What
of
happened?
over at
Husky,
Vito's face. I look over at Vito's face, and he looks like he ate like 2 pounds of pot brownies. He's just like,
It's like falling asleep over there.
but I will say this: I think you'll enjoy the XFL, Vito. You know why? because it's a football league that you can get into from day one. And that's a lot of people too. A lot of people who don't watch the NFL for whatever reason, but they do kind of want to get into football. I think the XFL is going to be a great way for you to support a team from day one, especially if you're here in Seattle. You should be getting off your ass and going and supporting your Dragons. Like them on Facebook, follow them on Twitter, give them the support they need because these guys are playing a professional sport. They're getting paid to do what they do, and they're going to go out there and they're going to put on a show for you guys every Saturday and Sunday come February after the Super Bowl. I can't fucking wait. I'm so
Are there
pumped.
a lot of people who are turned off by the NFL? It's not like a TV show. You don't have to watch every show.
There's not a lot of
every
people. There's
episode,
not a lot of people
or
who are
every
turned off
game.
by the NFL, but I think, in my opinion, if you don't watch Red Zone, if you don't watch NFL Red Zone, it is hard to watch football because you are stuck watching a shitload of commercials. That's the one thing that soccer.
the
That's the one
XFL is
thing
gonna
that
be the
soccer
same
has.
way, though.
The one thing that soccer has over. Well, I have season tickets, so I'm not going to watch that shit on TV. But the cool thing, and also you can also get the highlights on YouTube. I'm sure they're not going to be, but their TV partners are good. You have ABC, you have Fox, you have ESPN. Those are their TV partners to come in the beginning of the year. So it's going to be fun. I can't wait. I mean, I'm just really excited. And I think that the Seattle Dragons will win the XFL championship.
Bold claims.
I think so. There's no reason why
plans.
they're literally a day one franchise. So why the fuck can't we, say, hey, this team is going to fucking go out there and win? And I think it's going to be the Seattle Dragons rivalry is going to be a lot of fun. I think a lot of people are going to be going to each game, and it's going to be a blast. It's cheap to go. Why the fuck wouldn't you go?
Your
watch
optimism
football?
for off-brand football is impressive.
It's not an off-brand anymore, man.
It's
This
a
shit
whole
isn't-
different type of football now.
This shit isn't like a great value NFL. This isn't like Walmart brand NFL. This is like its
the
own-
most recognizable name in the league is a kicker who was so bad he can't be in the NFL.
Oh, are you talking about
Guayo.
No. New guy. Fuck. What was his name? Played for the Broncos. Played for. He was really, really good in Oakland. A punter.
Oh God, what was his name? He was there forever. Wait, no.
No, he wasn't there
Janikowski.
forever. He got traded to Denver and then completely forgot how to play football.
I have no idea.
He just got picked up in the supplemental draft.
So then your two most popular names are a kicker and a punter? Yeah. This
No.
isn't off-brand football at all.
Oh, come
I
on,
mean-
man. We're revamping this
man.
type of thing. You got to give it time to breathe.
You're
before it
riding on the
even
coattails
shows
of a
life,
more
man.
successful league. There is not room for two football leagues. There just isn't. That no one has
Sure
that
is.
kind of appetite except you two. All right, it's gonna fail just like the AAF failed, just like the USFL failed, just like it failed the first time, guys.
I don't think so, man. I think this time's a different time coming. I think they have a lot more structure into this one. And then the AAF was just really put together pretty much overnight. Like, the teams weren't even drafted. They were just, oh, here's your roster. Here's a bunch of dudes who play football. Here you go. We don't have enough to cover these guys medically. No way, dude. The NFL or the XFL has structured contracts. They have different tiers of contracts. So if you're, a player who gets picked up in the supplemental draft, you're not going to get paid as much as, somebody who got picked up first round in the XFL draft. So it's, and I think it's really cool because there is a lot of people who play football in college that they don't want to give it up. And if they have the opportunity to go from a school like Ohio State or from Alabama, even Washington. Washington has a lot of players in there. Azim Victor is part of it. You've got Levon Coleman coming to the Dragons. You've got Shane
that's
Bowman.
fine. Like,
you've got. I think it's cool.
because there's not really anywhere for them to go. There's NFL Europe's dead. They could go to the Canadian Football League. Australian rules football is a different fucking sport.
But
It's
the
not
cool
like
thing that I think of
the
is
NBA where you
with
can
the
just go play in
popularity of
China or
football
whatever.
exploding as much as it is, you could possibly in the near future see. I mean, look at how much they packed the stadium in Mexico. Why not give Mexico a team? Why not give fucking Canada a team and expand it? 2 more teams. And you can have your 2 international teams
They were
and
going
they
to go to
don't
London.
have to go to fucking
They're
London.
going to go to London.
They're not going to go to
want
London. That shit's not going to work. It's not going to work. Even the Jaguars are saying fuck that. And the Jaguars are the team that go to play to London every single year. And they don't want any part of it because they don't see there's no benefit to it. There is no benefit to going to London to play football anyway. I'm sure they all love football, but if you have an expansion team in London, they're going to have to be placed in like their team is going to be put in like Florida because you can't travel to fucking London. There's not going to be a team that goes to London and London's not going to fly over here.
Well,
But
they
if you
would
have
say
a
that
team-
it would be the schedule would be different. You'd play all your home games and then all your away games.
But if you that'd be retarded.
Why?
But if you have a team in Mexico, or if you have a team in Canada, those are 2 easy trips. Why not? Vancouver, they could probably have a team, or even Toronto, they could have a team.
New York to London isn't any more difficult than like Boston to LA is. It's the same annoying flight.
Okay, well, what about
London to LA? Yes, yes, I get it.
London to LA, or LA to London, Seahawks to London? Nobody wants to do that. Oh, or fucking Oakland, even in Vegas to London. No way, man. Fuck all that nonsense. And
Yeah, what a tragedy. A private chartered jet. Oh, no. It's such a terrible way to fly. Get out of here. They're not flying coach. They're not on commercial airlines, for Christ's sake.
Well, no, of course not. But there's a lot that goes into traveling for these teams. They literally have to pack their shit, and they have to send it through a truck to the East Coast. Then they get all their shit packed up on the East Coast. Then they have to fly. They fly over to the East Coast.
Ew.
And when they get there,
That's gross.
so you fly from LA to, let's say, New York. Then you get to New York. Then your shit gets to New York. Then your shit gets packed on another plane and you fly to London. Then you get off the plane and you have to deal with customs and fucking all that other immigration bullshit. You have to do all that. And it's a lot of hoopla just to go play a fucking 3-hour game in London. And the time difference is so fucked.
For the record,
I'm not saying... The games are at 6 in the goddamn morning on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is going to watch that?
Tomorrow there are 9 games on at 10 a.m. and 2 on at 1 p.m. So
that's
the
because
NFL doesn't care about
the spotlight. The spotlight. You're not going to put a different game on TV than the Cowboys versus the Patriots.
They have a primetime game on Thursday. They have a primetime game on Sunday. They have a primetime game on Monday. Why do they need to feature another game? Why didn't they just flex that game if they wanted it in the spotlight? Because they hate West Coasters. That's why.
The Seahawks out of their fucking primetime game.
Well, because they were playing the Cardinals or whatever. Something
Eagles.
Terrible. Yeah, the Eagles are a bad team.
Dude, they're not a bad team. I see. That's where you're fucking
6.
wrong.
What are you talking about?
That's where you're wrong.
You
Dude.
gotta watch
no.
that, man. That's my second choice right there.
You
man.
would.
I love Philly, dude.
Oh, you would. That place is the worst. That is literally the shittiest city I've ever
my
been
dick
to.
was so hard when they won the Super Bowl.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you have no idea.
They put a trophy of Nick Foles doing and the Philly special in the front of the stadium.
That's fucking sweet. He deserves
And
it.
Rocky's like, seriously?
Fucking Christ! Every time I get rid of one of these stupid tennis balls, he comes up with another one.
He
man.
seems to have an infinite supply of tennis balls.
I took a couple good pictures of Benji. He's part of the show today. He's literally part of the goddamn show.
He's got to figure out how to play catch with himself.
Benji and his toys in this house are like Chippy next door in the yard, man.
Chippy?
When he shits in the front yard.
Chippy! I love
Chippy?
And we love Chippy. Huh? Chippy's a great kid.
Shout out to Chippy, man.
I say give Mexico, give Canada an international
Why do we
team.
need extra teams, though? This 32 teams fit so perfect into the 16
I don't mean like
schedule and
bring
all
in
that.
2 new. I mean send the Chargers to Mexico and send a different team to Canada.
go.
You know,
The Jaguars.
or I would even say fucking send the Raiders to Mexico because I mean, if you're Mexican,
they
you
have
like
fans,
if you're
though.
Mexican, you like the Cowboys, Steelers, or the Raiders, and
And
that's it.
Oakland's just about as bad as Mexico. I think they're used to
The
it.
Seahawks are starting to get a huge like support group in Mexico, and they're getting pretty famous down there in Mexico. But
Really?
the
No
big
kidding.
big teams are the Steelers, the Cowboys, and the
Steelers?
Raiders because those are the only games that they're shown in Mexico.
And the Raiders?
Obviously, the Cowboys because they're on
That's
prime
weird.
time every day for like
Well, they're America's team.
they're America's
man.
team.
I mean, hell, you got to remember Mexicans got love for California, man. That's
Yeah.
right there. Right there.
The Seahawks have a big following in the islands, so there you go.
There you go.
got that.
Huh?
Do they?
Pretty fucking
Samoa
sweet.
loves the fucking Seahawks,
No
man.
kidding. Because they all look like the O-line, man. Everybody's built like an offensive lineman. Speaking of offensive linemen, Yeah, I wonder how your biggest fan is feeling right about now, Christian. Giving out that over at Oktoberfest. That is a great story. If you were able to trick a white lady while you were shit-faced drunk, that is wonderful.
That story.
I'm talking like damn near falling on the ground drunk. And I feel bad.
For lying to an old lady.
The more I think for signing an autograph for her kids, I feel so bad. They're gonna show them the picture. They're gonna be like, "Who's this drunk idiot?" I just can't get enough of that. And that, that shit was real, and that was a real hoot. Man.
I'm so happy to tell my family I met a dog.
Oh, you met a dog. You met a dog, all right.
Oh, jeez.
You met not a DAWG, but you met a DOG.
Oh yeah,
a fucking
double
dog.
Double
G.
G. Okay, yeah, no. The fact that you had her so convinced, dude.
And I didn't even say. I didn't say anything except for whatever they asked me.
They took
when did
pictures
you play?
together. Yeah. Well, the sick part is
and it was
know
like
all the
group,
stats.
It was group photos too, and it was like, I played in 2007 to 2010. I can literally tell you every stat from 2007 to 2010.
Yeah.
We went. Whoa!
Jake Locker was my quarterback.
What
I
was
like, dude.
Jake Locker was my quarterback. I was protecting him. We played in the Holiday Bowl. We beat Nebraska. That was the greatest feeling in the world. Dude, in 2007, I was like fucking 9 years old. I was not 9 years old.
Yeah, I was going to say that
I was
math
not 9 years old. I was
You would be
fucking
21 now.
I was not 9 years old.
Oh my god.
That shit was too funny, man. And I hope they framed it because that'd be even funnier. And like
There's this poor kid out there was like, yeah, I got this lovely signed autograph. They're going to take it into some sports memorabilia guy like on Antiques Roadshow and be like, sir, that is not a real football player.
they're gonna look at him and be like, or they're gonna look at me and be like, who the fuck is this? Oh, we met him, and he played for the Huskies. No, he didn't. This guy never played for anybody. He just fucking drinks beer and watches football.
Just picturing like they take this photo into like the Pawn
Stars.
Oh shit.
It's like, I think this is pretty good. Let me
Hold
call
on,
a friend of mine.
let me give my friend a call.
Let me get my guy over here who knows all about sports memorabilia. That is fucking hilarious.
Everybody I've told that story is just howling about it, man. It is so funny.
It's so ridiculous.
You don't get us in a, dude. You don't. The world is dangerous when you get our group intoxicated out in public.
Did the dog just open the door?
Yeah, dog opens the door. Huh? He's smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got to go outside and take his shit.
Oh.
Better than doing it inside the house.
We become the life of the bar. We become the life on the street. I mean, anywhere we go, it just seems like our drunken influence just kind of infects the whole entire room, man.
We're not like aggressively drunk.
Right.
We're just hammered and we like to have fun.
Yeah.
Would you say you run with a dangerous crowd? You ain't too pretty, you ain't too proud. You might be laughing a bit too loud, but that never hurt no one.
Careful for copyright.
Shout out Billy Joel.
Billy Joel is
we don't own the
definitely
rights
going
to those
sue
lyrics.
us.
Yeah.
Billy Joel is most likely going to sue us, like Dave Matthews did.
Oh God.
He didn't sue us. He sued my wife.
His friends call him Dave.
Hey,
Real fans call him Dave.
real fans call him Dave. Hey, speaking of fans and speaking of music, I cannot wait to go out into the desert
Sturgill.
and get my fucking freak on, man.
Yes.
Sturgill Simpson and Tyler
Missy Elliott, get your freak on.
and Tyler Childers. Tyler Childers
Not
or
quite.
Tyler Childers. I would like to meet him in person so he could tell me how to pronounce it. Either way, those two playing, in the gorge with your boy named George.
Who forged a bowl of porridge in an orange storage unit.
oh, it's gonna be fucking awesome. And I saw that stuck in Seattle traffic. And if I rode the bus like all the other bums in this city, I wouldn't have seen it. So shout out to my car. And shout out to whoever plastered that all over the fucking road sign.
Hey, speaking of music, I need help. I'm trying to put together a Christmas playlist that's all like off the beaten path, unexpected Christmas songs, like
Oh, like Do Some Blow?
like
I got one.
Fairy Tale of New York or the one. What's that one? The Christmas rapping, I think it's called, by the Waitresses. Christmas griping, REM. You know, not your bullshit Christmas songs. So help me out.
I think Mark and I were putting together a nice little Christmas album.
Oh yeah.
You know, we got to do it in disgusting fashion.
Of course.
Like usual. But yeah, we got the Let It Snow remix called Do Some Blow. That's a good one. Yeah, oh, yeah. I'm telling you.
Yeah, why don't you give him a little preview to it so you can download it?
No.
Well, the man I bought it from is frightful, but his product is so delightful. As long as I got the dough, do some blow, do some blow, do some blow. Yeah.
Yeah, there
Do
you
people
go.
still do cocaine? Is that still like hip?
Yo, sure.
You fucking
A lot more
kidding me,
people
dude?
than you think do cocaine.
I don't get it. What's the point?
You'd be shocked. I think a lot of these dudes who try to beat up my brother and I and all of our other group in the bar do cocaine because you see our group and you are not doing anything unless you are on something.
Yeah.
That's not alcohol only.
Oh, I'm pretty convinced that half of those bouncers out there in Tacoma are doing some kind of stimulant, man, because they're just fired up, ready to fight you at any time.
So like
dude.
PCP?
I'm sure they're out there.
cocaine.
I'm sure they're out there hitting the blow train and then
Yeah.
doing like a stiff vodka Red Bull the second they start their shift.
Yes.
Because these dudes are ready to. Man,
I'll have your ass, man. That's like their favorite little.
You ever go to a
saying
party
down
and
there.
like people start doing blow and they think they're being so sneaky? It's like, yeah, 5 of you went in the bathroom at the same time for 20 minutes, right? We all know what's going on in
Come
there.
on, they're
Like-
circle jerking. Give 'em a break, man.
how cool would it be if you actually were to be like, oh hey, I don't want people doing blow in my house, and you go and you open up the bathroom and there's a giant circle jerk.
I'd respect
It was
it.
quite
like-
literally,
like,
no,
you
we
know
were just
what?
jerking each other
Like-
off.
You guys
Oh.
need some Kleenex?
Are
in
you guys
here?
doing blow in here? No, man, we're jerking each other off.
Oh,
All right,
geez.
I'm gonna close the door and we'll forget this ever happened. I mean, you can, as long as you're not doing blow in my bathroom, you guys can shoot snot rockets all over the floor for all
There
I
you
care. Just
go.
clean up.
Shoot snot rockets.
Use that Swiffer wet jet when you leave.
Hey, which one of you guys had smoked oysters, man?
Dude, that's been
Oh,
like my
geez.
meal of choice for like the last week, dude.
It's like out of the can.
Oh yeah, man. That's that broke people shit. You get
Yeah.
some Ritz crackers to go with it too, and you choke it
I've been
down.
eating canned ravioli.
Oh, man, Vito, you are slipping into the depths. No wonder you can't sleep at night, man. You're up there scratching the worms out of your
Sardines.
stool.
God,
You and Benji have the same fucking worms.
your shits probably smell like the Rio, huh?
Jesus. Oh man, that's an image.
They bottle Corona off of your sewage, man. Fuck.
Is there a reason why Corona smells like fucking like? Why does Corona smell like weed? I want somebody to answer that question.
That
It's-
is a good
it's
question. You know
botanical,
why?
Yeah.
Because I think they dump all their grow site stuff in there, and that's where they get the water from. They dump it in the river, take the water out the river, boom. You got some Mexican paraquat juice.
There's got to be a reason why that shit smells like.
Heineken kind of
weed.
smells like it too.
It's just shitty beer. I feel like if your beer needs some sort of like, if you need to prepare it before you can drink it, it's shitty beer.
What are you talking about? Prepare it.
Well, the lime
You gotta put a
and
lime in it.
Salt
Oh,
and,
yeah, okay.
You know what? Don't
You should
even
just
get
be
it
able to
twisted.
drink the beer without. it
Well,
doesn't
I
need
mean,
any
in
work.
Mexico, it's like a drink in itself.
Michelada.
It's yeah, because you got the michelada, which is like the spicy beer, and then you have the chilada, which is just lime and salt in your beer, and it's just it's a drink. It's like you could consider it a cocktail, and
Do they actually put the clam tomato juice?
yeah,
beer
clamato.
mixture?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Gross.
That shit's good. No,
That
it's
sounds
good.
awful.
If you're hungover and you make yourself a 32-ounce michelada, man.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you.
You're getting, you know.
You'll be revamped, revitalized, revitiligo, all those good things.
It's gonna
You're
be
ready
so
to hit the
salty.
field.
Tomato juice is already salty, and clams are just salt.
Well, you need that shit in the
Clams.
morning, man.
Did you
Yeah.
say clam?
Yes.
No, they
It's
don't
clamato, dude. Clamato.
Yeah.
They put clam juice in that
Yes,
shit?
it's clam and
Oh
tomato.
my god! I've been drinking it all this time. That's terrible. What the fuck?
You just said you're living off canned oysters. Why are you hating on clams all of a sudden? You're that shellfish
I think
bigot?
that-
I mean,
clams just got a bad rep with me, man. Like clams and mussels.
but
can't
oysters
do it.
are okay?
Oysters
You realize
are
they're all the
just
same
fine.
fucking
I
thing.
literally, I was in fucking Costco the other day, and I was gonna buy one of those jars of oysters,
Oh,
just because
man.
it's all in fucking protein.
Straight up.
And so I'm like, fuck. I'm gonna get one of these jars
like
of
at
oysters.
Costco, like how big was it?
It was like,
Okay.
I'd say it's not like a fucking gallon jug of oysters.
Like at the tub of
But I
mayonnaise.
pick
One of
it
those
up.
Chipino
I
cups
pick
at
it up.
Metro, you know?
Yeah.
I pick it up and I look at it, and I'm like, God damn it! This literally looks like a fucking tobacco head spittoon. Like I just can't eat this shit. It looked like either somebody.
What is that liquid it's in? Like it looks like that
Lung
stuff
butter.
that Luke's floating in the end of Empire Strikes Back, man. Like
I think you might have just ruined oysters.
I love fresh oysters, man. I even stabbed myself in the hand.
Yeah.
Back a couple months ago, shucking oysters.
Oysters on the half shell.
Yeah, we went to a cabin. It was me, Blake. I think actually we invited you. You couldn't go. You were busy or some shit. But we all had the fucking weekdays off somehow.
Oh, yeah.
And so we went to Blake's cabin. And we went to what's that? It's a big oyster farm, big popular one. It's called like I don't fucking know, like something with an O. Fucking know.
Oyster.
It's a giant fucking oyster farm. And or Holla Holla oyster. I don't fucking know. It's over there. It's deep. All right, it's fucking deep. And we got like a big ass bag of oysters. Took it back, and we sat on the pontoon boat.
Oh, shit.
And we just sat there with like a big fucking bag of oysters and shucking them. But then, of course, we were also drinking while we were shucking these oysters. So the more
cut your
drunk you
hand to
got,
shit. Yeah.
the more you're trying to like get these oyster shells open, and whoop, it slipped out, went right into my thumb. It like went right, right into the web part of my thumb. The knife was stuck in there, and I was like, shit.
Were you just
like, that's
eating
not
them
good.
raw or
No,
like,
hell
with
yeah,
Tabasco?
dude.
or-
Tabasco, salt, lime.
No, you don't need any of that. You just take the fucking oyster, man.
I'll
know
take it
what?
just the oyster too. I don't care. Oysters in a half shell, man.
Isn't it
Ours
Blake
is
that
a
keeps-
Turtles in a
Oysters.
half shell. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Hero
oyster
power. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Heroes in a half shell.
You better watch. You know who wrote that theme song, by the way?
Who?
Chuck Lorre, the same guy who created 2.5 Men. That's how he made his money. Was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song.
You know, the voice of Shredder was Uncle Phil from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Really?
Yeah, that was
I didn't
him.
know that.
Curse you and your turtles.
Yeah, that was him.
Didn't you call Gib
Charlie Sheen without AIDS?
AIDS?
Yeah. He's HIV negative Charlie Sheen,
He's
man.
he's gonna hear this. He's gonna come after you.
Yeah. He's
jeez.
Alana blowing a hooker away from being totally on 2.5 Men. I would have totally
Well,
been
Ashton
glad to see-
Kutcher ended up on that show too.
Yeah,
I mean,
how?
God, I don't know.
They
man.
replaced Charlie Sheen with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Not
I
a
don't know
good
how
replacement.
I don't know how those shows are still on the. And
They
well, I
need to
do
call
know
that
it's
Two
because
Boys
like
and a Man,
of
like-
fucking moms and dads got nothing to do, so they got to watch like. Do you
Now
know that-
holidays is just fucking
Old people.
fireman dramas.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. You know
paramedic
about
dramas,
the fucking
cop
Chicago
dramas.
Emergency Responder Cinematic Universe? There's Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, and Chicago Medic or whatever. And they're like, oh, they have crossovers.
It's fucking
the
true,
Chicago.
man. Like, what
it's
the
the
fuck?
CCD. It's the
Who
Chicago or
watches that
CCU.
shit?
Moms and dads. That's parents.
The number one cop drama in America. You can catch it at 10:30 after Monday Night Football. No
Don't
way.
miss The Good
No
Doctor.
fucking way am I gonna. Yeah, the Good Doctor with that fucking weirdo.
John Oliver had a good. It was a montage of promos for canceled television shows by news announcers and like guys at New Year's Day parades. Like, don't miss The Good Sister on NBC this fall. Canceled after one episode.
I see another Grey's Anatomy ad. I swear to God, I'm shoving a wire bristle brush down my dick hole
on
man.
the air.
And you got fucking young Shelton. If Shelton enough wasn't the most annoying character on any TV show ever, now you got a fucking kid being young Shelton.
Ara and I watched an episode of Young Sheldon just to understand the zeitgeist, and it was some of the worst television I've ever watched.
TV is some of the worst goddamn television you'll ever watch. Is there a good show on cable TV?
I don't know. I
don't think so. I can't name it.
Do you count HBO?
The Walking Dead has turned into a fucking soap opera, and that show sucks.
Yeah.
And I mean, that show has
It's all on
sucked since
streaming
season
anyway.
2.
I got Amazon, Crunchyroll, and Netflix, and that's all I need.
Disney Plus, Hulu, and Netflix.
I gotta say, the only
And
reason I
Amazon.
ever saw The Walking Dead was because of Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He's like what Negan should be. And that was
Yeah.
it. Like, Negan was the best part of that show.
I don't even know who that is.
Bash fucking Glenn's brains out with ease. It was awesome. And Abraham.
Nope.
I couldn't
Sliced
believe
that
it.
dude's fucking stomach open.
See, like, the thing
I
is,
stopped watching in season 2.
they brought in
so
the season
boring.
2 was one of the worst. I think one of the worst seasons of any show.
Yeah, well,
in
if
TV
your show's
history.
boring, I stopped watching it. Case in point, season 2, episode 2 of Westworld. I'm like, this is so boring. I'm
I
not
haven't
watching
even
this
seen
show.
season 2 of Westworld. I
It's
don't even
bad.
want to. I don't even want to because the
Well, they're
first
bringing-
season.
but they're making a
the
third
first,
season.
The first season was so good. I don't
I
want
know,
to
the
watch.
ending was perfect.
The sad thing is True Detective had that too, where True Detective season 1 was probably one of the best TV shows I had ever seen. It was probably, it really is. If you haven't seen it, it's
I don't watch
It's
shows
really
about
good, yeah, I've
doctors,
seen it.
cops, or
it's
lawyers.
fucking. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was spooky. It had great acting, a great story. Then season 2 comes along. They have a great cast, great actors.
Terrible story.
It was just so fucking boring, man. It
Yeah.
was so boring. I don't know how they made it so boring because with all those interesting characters, you've got, Colin Farrell, you've got Vince Vaughn, and it's like, with those two alone, you should be able to do that. And then you have the girl, I don't remember what her name is.
Rachel
but
McAdams.
She was in the fucking Hot Chick with Rob Schneider. And then you've got...
That's where you know Rachel McAdams
great
from?
Flick, by the way. Great flick, by the way. And then you've got fucking Taylor Kitsch from Lone Survivor, from Friday Night Lights. You're like, okay, this is a star-studded cast. Let's see what happens.
Oh, snores.
I haven't seen season 3 yet. I really want to. I think that the dude they picked for it is the guy who's going to be playing the new Blade. So, you might be able to catch something there. Fun fact about the dude playing Blade. He was in a movie called...
black?
He's black. He was in a movie called Alita Battle Angel. If you haven't seen that, you guys got to watch it. It's fucking awesome.
The eyes, I couldn't get past it.
Get
Too
past
creepy.
it because
Too
that movie
creepy.
fucking rules, man. And I think it's PG-13.
You know it's based on an anime,
But-
right?
Fucking obviously, man. Is there any way to watch that and be like, this is original content right here? No, but I mean, obviously, somebody like me who doesn't know anything about anime or doesn't watch anime at all, that's a good flick. I enjoyed it, and it's got I can't ever remember his fucking name, some fucking Deutsch head. He's the dude from Inglourious Bastards.
Which one?
The main bad guy, the German.
Oh, from
Oh,
Django
Christoph
Unchained as
Waltz.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Christoph
I love
Waltz.
that guy.
That guy, I don't think that guy is capable of delivering a bad role. I think
No,
that guy
no.
might be one of the coolest actors ever.
Yeah.
Like even in that movie,
And as he gets older, he gets cooler, too.
even in that
man.
movie with Reese Witherspoon and the fucking dude from Twilight. I think it's called Water from Elephants
Oh,
or
Water for
Water for
Elephants,
Elephants.
okay.
Dude, he was awesome in that
yeah.
movie too. But he was in that movie. He was great. But the bad guy in that is the dude who's playing Blade.
Oh, right on.
And I guess that was like their main. That was what Marvel saw, and they were like, "Well, he's good in this role. Let's just give him another black trench coat and some contacts, and let's call him Blade. He's got a bald head. He's black. He's a badass, and he's got contacts and a big trench coat. Let's just make this guy Blade.
Hey,
I think that's the role that got him the Blade role, and I'm excited.
At least to get some pay.
But I'll tell you this: if Marvel makes Blade PG-13, I guarantee you it will flop and it will be a piece of shit, and nobody's gonna see it, including myself.
They're not going to make it R-rated. It's fucking Disney and Marvel, man.
What about fucking Deadpool, man?
That wasn't Disney.
Well, it's still Marvel. You
It
can still
wasn't
make that
Disney,
shit.
though.
Doesn't matter. It's owned by Disney now.
Yeah,
This
if
begs
it's
good
in the
question.
and that's also not in
And
the
then they released
MCU.
a PG-13 version.
Exactly.
This begs good question.
That's true, but that
not
was
a part
for
of the
charity.
MCU either. But
That
it's
was
not
for
part of the
charity.
MCU. It's
That
not part of the
one
MCU.
was for charity. A Deadpool movie that was PG-13 or whatever was for charity.
Yeah, but it's not part of the MCU. No MCU movie is ever going to be R-rated. Are you kidding? It's for families, man.
I don't
for
know,
kids.
man.
Blade is not a fucking family flick.
No.
And
The entire
goddamn it,
MCU
Walt
is
Disney,
for
I will
children.
dig you out of your fucking grave and punch you in your fucking paperboy wearing hat, hiked up jeans wearing ass. If that movie comes out PG-13, I
Well, you know,
will
it says in
fuck
his
Walt
will
Disney
that the
up.
first man to have a baby inherits his fortune. So you could just have a baby, Christian.
Oh shit.
The
then you
first
would have-
man that has a baby?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a dude who was pregnant like fucking 10 years ago or something?
No?
I remember there was a pregnant dude. Somebody look that up.
Okay. Well, that's in his will because he hates women. So,
Now
Well,
check
he,
this out.
he also hates Jews and he hates everything. Walt Disney was a
yep,
piece of shit.
he's a racist.
But he's a piece of shit. And if fucking Disney puts out a PG-13 Blade movie, I will fuck Walt Disney. I will fuck him up.
he's dead.
I don't care.
Doesn't
I will
matter.
dig him up, and Mark and I will literally stomp his bones into dust.
You heard it here first, people.
The Last Jedi almost made me dig him up out of his grave.
Oh, yeah.
And to shake
And
his
stomp
hand.
him into-
Did you see the meme that Vito sent? Spot on, Vito.
This begs a good question, though. You know, with all these TV shows and stuff like that, you know, you get a really great first run, you know, great first season, and then the second season flops. Do you guys support shows dying peacefully, so to speak? Like, do you think that these people, you know, it's a money thing and that's why it gets really bad?
Well, that's
and that
what
things
happens.
should
I mean, it's
just
all
die
money. It's
where
all a money
You
thing.
know, a show should be laid to rest.
True Detective didn't have another season until a few years later.
Yeah.
And it was just pretty much like let's run it again and let's see how much money this one will make because the first one was one of the best shows on television.
Right.
But
the
then
other
you watch the
problem-
second season and you're like, this is fucking garbage.
I mean, it's really hard to watch these shows with such shallow passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are a lot of shows where you can tell if the director and the production crew and everybody is really passionate about watching or making, you know, these shows and films and stuff like that. It's really nice. You actually get a kind of a connection, but like you see all these firefighter documentaries out there now where it's just a bunch of people dying. You just see the guy die every other show, and then they bring another guy in, and it's for all these sad people who just want to cry about it. It's shallow passion.
Well, then you
A
get
lot
into
of it
these
has
shows
to
like
do
that.
just
Have you
with
watched
money.
911 though?
I was just about to say, then you get into shows like fucking 911. There's a
seen it.
goddamn tidal wave out of nowhere. That
One of the
fucks
episodes, the
everything
guy
up.
got shot by a tree.
What the hell?
I think TV needs to be canceled, and I think the only thing on TV should be streaming networks and sports, and that should be the only thing that's on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if
to
you
your
like your
point,
fucking Hallmark channel, we'll give the people who love their Hallmark
what about
channel.
those
a fucking-
investigation discovery murder porn shit, man?
Are you
And
talking
Pawn
like-
Stars, where are people going to take their useless crap to get appraised to? If not Pawn Stars. But back to your point, Mark. The thing about it,
And the Ghost
like, with-
Adventurers. I
like,
think
yeah, it
Zach
would be
Bagans-
great. It would be great if TV shows could just die when the artistic vision is over. But like Christian said, with the college athletes who can't make it as pros in the NFL, hundreds of people work on a television show, and if you cancel that show, they don't have a job anymore. So they just
Right.
keep making it even when they're creatively bankrupt because they're scared to go find a different job.
Yeah, you're right. And, you know, as bad as a show can get, or as bad as any series of film can get, you know, somebody's going to watch it.
That's true.
You
That's
know,
true. That's the reason why
somebody
these
is
fucking
going
shows
to sit down
exist.
and watch it.
That's why these shows exist.
You know,
The number one show in America.
Well, that
Cop
doesn't
drama.
mean anything.
The number
though,
one
man.
show in America.
Come on.
Paramedic drama.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that. It gets watched by people. I don't know how. I mean, I guess maybe you can. Let's say this. The one way that I think that a lot of views come is people who watch Sunday Night Football and the game's over and they just kind of get up.
Yeah.
And they clean up the kitchen after hosting the game and the fucking TV's still on and that piece of shit show comes on. That's how they get their numbers.
Yep.
Because a lot of people leave their TV on and the fucking cop drama comes on.
You also
Next
gotta
thing
think
you know,
about, like, the
Young
Nielsen,
fucking Shelton's
like-
the number one show and then some other goddamn cop drama, paramedic drama, Grey's Anatomy and all that other bullshit.
Yeah.
But I love good TV shows that have a lot of depth that are I think TV shows that are rated are fucking boring and dumb. I think TV shows that are like created for TV is dumb. I think if it's for a streaming service and they have the freedom to do whatever the fuck they want with it, that's where you can actually get a good series.
Yeah.
The Good Place on NBC is a show on network television that's actually very good. So
I think
there
the
you go.
great show on television is The Ghost Adventurers.
Fuck.
Zach
We should,
Bacon's big fan of the show, by the way. Shout out to him and his little Vegas museum. We'll get him and his embroidered jeans on the show one day. But I mean, he put out a movie that I don't get scared by movies that often, but he put out a movie that really rattled me to the fucking bone.
Was this those ghost house thing you
The
talked about?
Demon House,
yeah,
man,
that movie
and-
was god. That was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. That movie was complete trash.
Fucking dumb. Dude.
All right,
That movie.
we should wrap.
Piss
Vito's
out.
got to get home. It's 4:30 already.
Yeah.
We gotta get Vito on here a little bit more. Vito, tell us a little bit about yourself, buddy.
I play Final Fantasy. That's about it.
Vito is so reclined from his microphone, he had to pick it up and move it towards his face.
Vito is, Vito's in a sleep study, and it's up to us to try to put him to sleep.
It looks like his sleep study's not going so well.
Well, he can't drink
He's a-
coffee anymore. That's why he's so tired.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, we're basically trying to figure out if caffeine is one of the reasons why I don't get rested, even with full amount of sleep.
Interesting. You don't drink regularly. You
Nope.
don't smoke weed. You
Nope.
don't do anything like that.
Nope. I work all day, sleep all day, and
Good thing we're not the Joe Rogan show. And
Yeah.
otherwise, we will say you need
You
to
ever
start.
tried DMT?
You need to start doing some DMT. Otherwise, if you're not sleeping good,
You might need to go meet some deities to go get.
it's
more
time for you to
sleep.
do some. You know, I heard you're not sleeping good. Do you eat edibles a lot? I think you should eat edible. I think
You should try
CBD
some
oil.
CBD.
CBD oil.
You want
is
some?
the
We got
future.
some right here.
Hey, I love Joe Rogan,
I do too.
and I
Shout
think
out
it'd
to
be.
that guy.
I think it would be an honor
He's a fucking
to
edgelord.
be sued by Joe Rogan and to be choked out by him too.
Hell yeah.
Those big ass fucking arms and his
Speaking of
veiny
Joe
ass
Rogan,
head.
and I know we're trying to close, but I present to you an ethical dilemma that I heard on another podcast. So, guy goes on this British game show. It's kind of like Fear Factor. Ends up winning a car because when he went on the show, they asked him to write down his 5 biggest fears, and he just flat out lied. So he's like, he loves bugs. He's like, I hate scorpions and spiders and all that shit. And they made him stick his hand in a bowl full of spiders. And he's like, cool. But he pretended he was scared of it.
Oh shit.
So he was able to do this better than all the other contestants, won a car. And his family's like, you should feel bad about winning that car because you
Fuck no.
skipped
Hell
the
no.
rules
Hell no.
here. And the guy's like, if the other people were stupid enough to actually write their own fears on this document, like, that's on them, man.
Yeah,
I just played the
absolutely.
game.
I'm scared of home
Absolutely.
invasions and like a week before you're supposed to go on the show. Like fucking a whole team comes and breaks into your fucking house while
man.
you're asleep. Dude, I think that one of the craziest thing is I sleep naked. And I think that if anybody were to ever break into my house, not only are you getting smoked, because, you know, we pack heat in this household, not only when the underwear is off.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
When
where
the
do you
underwear,
put
you're
it?
getting shot by a double barrel, baby.
Hell
Oh my
yeah.
Because
God.
you know my dick's gonna be hanging free because I sleep naked and you're getting shot.
You aren't
Double
See, I
barrel.
used to sleep naked, but then somebody pointed this out. What are you going to do if there's an earthquake, man? Or a fire?
I'm naked.
Do your
running
neighbors
naked.
just
What the
see
hell
your
am I
fucking
gonna
balls?
do, man?
I'm back in my primitive state.
I'm 100%. I'm 100% European style sleeper.
Absolutely.
And I think if anybody were to break into my house, not only do they have to see me naked, which is hilarious, a second after they see me naked,
You got to pull a slug out of your.
You're
fucking
getting
gut.
shot.
Maybe they broke in because they want to see you naked.
That's
so
probably what it
get
is,
the
but they have
privilege
to
of
they have
seeing
to
you
clarify
naked.
that first. You break my window because you want to see my dick. You have to yell that out.
I'm just here for the dicks.
Why don't you just bring a vodka soda and I'll show you now? Like,
Yeah, vodka soda shit.
I think that's how you get over with him.
All right.
Yeah, vodka soda, man. That shit will get me in trouble. Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
just drank a fucking pint of it. So.
It's still, I mean, it's still pretty good.
He's
Most
still
of it was
working.
ice, man.
Yeah.
But I've also had no carbs in my body, so it's literally, it's there. I'm feeling it. Oh, man, I'm feeling it. You know, I'm
All
feeling it good. Are you really about to cut me? Are you going to cut me off, bro?
It's been an
Yeah.
hour and a half. He's got to go, man.
I got a show to
He's
go
got a
to.
show to go to.
Shout out to the Green Pajamas, my wife's dad's band. Who's
You could just call him your father-in-law, man.
oh yeah,
You don't have to separate them so
my
much.
father-in-law.
Vito.
My father.
No, I know. I do the same thing. I've gotten so used to saying like my fiance's mom. I'm like, oh, well,
Exactly, yeah.
my mother-in-law. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Those are such those are such
Yeah, they do
unsavory
all, like,
titles to give
psychedelic
somebody.
rock kind of shit.
Oh, so they're
Like
like,
mother-in-law?
are they a cover
Yeah,
band
it just
or are they
doesn't
just
sound
No, they do
right,
their own
man.
nice?
Yeah, they've been around for a long time. It just never got super popular or anything.
I think I actually, when we were at your wedding, I saw the fucking recording gear. He has the
Yeah.
same interface that I have, and it struck conversation up. Cool. That was a cool little household. That's a
Yeah.
cool family. Jane's family's
Yeah.
got a. That's a cool family.
Got it going on.
It was a cool house.
That mom's cooking. Woo!
Oh yeah.
Some of that was
Looking forward to some of
catered,
that.
but yes.
Well, fuck you, Joe. Because
That smoked
shit
salmon
awesome.
was awesome.
That smoked salmon was some of the best shit I've had in a long time.
Shout out to
And
Vito's wedding.
I
Fuck
get to
salmon.
choose fucking like Christmas dinner or whatever, so I get fucking homemade prime rib.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to my wife who, since she started staying home, has made me filet mignon twice for dinner.
Woo! Shout out to Keto, who's made me not eat dinner for like 3 nights.
You know
in a
you
row.
can eat, right?
I don't have an appetite, and I get
That's
home.
fair.
I work goddamn 10-hour days, 6 days a week, and I get home. I don't want to fucking cook at 7:30, and then if I go to the gym, I get
Taco
home
Bell
at
it is,
8:30.
man.
And so it's literally I get home, I take a shit, I take a shower, I lay down, I wake up, I take a shit, take a shower, go to work, and then repeat the
You
process.
shower twice a day?
So if I go to the gym, yeah, obviously.
okay.
But I mean, I got to shower before work, man. I got to go in there fucking
Yep.
suited up,
Yeah.
nice and fresh.
Fucking suit is a piece of wet cloth by the end of the day, man.
Dude, I sweat through every layer of suit. And this is a challenge.
wintertime. It's like 40
because there is
degrees
no
outside.
deodorant that will stop me from sweating.
Yeah.
There is no deodorant that will stop me from sweating, and there is no suit that I cannot sweat through.
Well, I mean, the stuff that really stops you from sweating also gives you Alzheimer's. So, like,
Really?
yes.
What?
If you put that much aluminum on yourself, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Just embrace the sweat, man. Just embrace
Yeah,
it.
we're gonna go Brad Pitt style. Up
I
in
just
this
wear
shit,
women's
man.
deodorant because it fucking smells good when I sweat.
Same.
So it's like, fuck, if I'm going to sweat my ass off and sweat through my undershirt, my dress shirt, my suit jacket,
You might as well smell like
I
my
might as
mother,
well
right?
smell like a fucking flower.
They've also got
Okay.
that good gel shit too.
I don't do
man.
gel. I don't do gel. If I do gel, I'm fucked.
If
Gel
I,
feels gross.
if I do
Yeah,
that,
I
gel-
can't do the gel. It's just like
Gel's
mush.
no, if
I
I,
need
do
the
the
chalk.
hard, if I do the hard stuff, it gets like all over the clothing.
Spray on deodorant is bullshit, right?
No, spray on
I
deodorant's
don't
the
use
shit.
spray on either.
Spray on deodorant's the truth, man.
No.
That's just the truth.
God, he does graffiti under his underarms every time he does that. He's like,
Just fucking Axe body
you
spray.
see
on
like
the
half
shirt.
the
No, it's not.
tags.
No. God. I am not from fucking. I'm not Vasily. I do not use Axe as my primary choice. I'll use a fucking woman's spray-on deodorant or a woman's hard deodorant or a Degree men's spray deodorant that actually fucking works. I sat on an airplane ride from here to California and didn't drop a beat of sweat. Any other time I fly, I sweat through my shirt, I sweat through my sweatshirt, and then I sweat. My balls will literally melt my underwear. I sweat like a fucking freak. And it's unbelievable, man. There is no brand on earth. Although I did get the Costco, because I wear suit pants every fucking day, and
You should get that.
suit pants literally turn your balls into a fucking chili. It's like a crock pot.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, I'm slow cooking for 10 hours a day.
You get that Bayou crotch, man.
You get the fucking Bayou balls. And so I got these cool underwear from Costco. Shout out to Costco. It's like 32 degree, I think the
They're
brand
like
is.
climate controlled underwear.
Yeah,
Like,
my God, dude, it saved my life. Because
Global warming starts at his balls.
it's true, dude. The ozone layer was fucked the day my balls were dropped.
that one doesn't even make sense.
No, nothing makes how much I sweat does not make sense. There's a great photo right behind you. You see that photo right there?
I saw it when I came in, the wedding photo.
So that's a wedding photo. We're all in suits, and that day was at the top of a cliff with wind gusts of up to 50 miles per hour, and it went from this was in September, and the weather was 40 degrees.
Woof.
Who's that guy to the right of your brother there?
That's ZP. That's Zach Paulson. That's Mike's kid.
Oh.
That kid's really fucking awesome.
So your
by the way.
stepbrother then?
He is.
Yeah.
Shout out to Step Bro.
You gotta put your balls
It
on
was
the
fun,
drum
man.
set
We made
now.
him do a keg stand. It was fucking rad. He was properly introduced. But that photo was taken in 40-degree weather and 50-mile-per-hour winds, and I was sweating like a fucking pig. And I literally thought I was gonna die because I was sweating and I was cold. Oh God. I just
Wait,
sweat.
yeah, they got married. That was like a few weeks ago, right?
That was in September.
So Vito, your mom, your brother, and myself have all gotten married
And
in the
my
last
cousin.
6 months.
And my cousin. And my cousin.
You
Shout
gotta
out to
take the
everybody.
hint, man.
We love everybody. Vito's got to get home so he can try to go to sleep.
Gotta get the fuck out of here. So that
No, he's going to a show. He's going
Oh
to a
yeah,
show.
he's got to go to a show. Where's his show?
Northgate somewhere.
Oh, nice. Shout out to Northgate. Shout out to the show. Shout out to that band.
She
whatever
just
the
had her
fuck it
meet
is.
you here.
That's
You
true.
realize you're gonna go back and then come like right back here.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. It's fine. We got 90 minutes already, anyways.
He likes to burn gas, something like that.
I
Vito
drive a
doesn't
Prius,
drive.
man. Ain't
Yo,
burning no
you?
gas. Yeah, I drive him here.
Yeah, shut
But
up.
he drives a Prius,
Yeah,
so he's
I
good.
love it.
yeah.
He's
love
good.
it.
He's very economical, and
I
I
drive
better.
a Prius for now until I get a Cybertruck.
And Joe will be.
There
Oh
you
fuck
go.
yeah, dude! The Cybertruck fucks. And so, here's the thing: we're gonna see Joe pulling up to the football field in his fucking Prius tomorrow. We're all gonna laugh. Joe's gonna put on a fucking clinic, and Joe's gonna have at least as a tight end. But I'm gonna be covering him, so he's gonna have maybe one reception for 3 yards. I'm joking. Joe catches anything and everything that's
Joking.
thrown his way.
Joking.
Joking.
Heyo.
All right, we're out of here.
Later.
I'm gonna head out.
Before we go, I can't decide which potato-based pun on my name I like better, Potato or Joe Tato. So I go to Joe
Joe
Tato.
Joe Tato,
Yeah.
Joe Tato. There you go. All right.
or just Joe Rogan.